graffiti like when I was about 10 years old. I remember being at aLTo Palace in North London, going under the underroads and seeing all the graffiti around there, like stickers, wheat paste, tags and stuff, you know. I've never really seen anything like that before, so, you know, I always liked to draw and I was interested in artwork, so it really caught my eye. From that point, you know, I was wondering, you know, what is all this stuff? You know, I couldn't really get out of my mind, so when I got home I started to draw what I saw, and I also started to notice a lot more around the streets and stuff, you know, so I was quite fascinated with that, and I didn't realise who was doing all this stuff, do you know what I mean? At the time I was just like, oh, this is great, and who's putting all this stuff on the streets, you know, why? You know, I had many questions, and it was just a culture that I got deeper and deeper into. The more questions I asked, the more I wanted to find out and learn about it, you know, so I really got into the graffiti scene around that age. From 10 years old, and look, this is where I am now, working as a full-time graffiti artist. You know, it's a controversial art form. You know, most of it's been done illegally. Do you know, that's what most people associate graffiti with. These days it's becoming more of a recognised art form. It'll always have stigma around it, do you know what I mean? Because the way it started on the streets. These days it is going into galleries, it is being recognised as art form, maybe being commercialised, but a lot of it is still on the streets, legally and illegally. You get some people say it's vandalism and some say, oh, that's really good, that's artwork. It seems to be the percentage saying, oh, this is great and it's being recognised, it's getting higher. I don't believe in just like scribbling my name all over a wall like hundreds of times, you know. At least if I'm going to go and spray somewhere, I want to make it look good. You know, if you see it in the street, you see like someone's tag sprayed up, you don't know who done it. If you see it in a gallery, yeah, you know who done it and it's got a price tag to it. You have to pay to have that, whereas if you're in the street and you see it sprayed on the wall, you don't have to pay to look at it. And then a couple of weeks later it's gone and there's something brand new. So that would be a shame, but I mean, there's many artists out there that need to make a living, and I understand, even for me, I have to make a living off what I do. So I wouldn't say so much commercialising it, but then again, do you know, I'm getting older now. Do you know what I mean? I can't be running around the streets. I've got a family, I've got kids. Running around the streets like spraying illegally. Eventually, you have to, if you want to do what you love for the rest of your life, you've got to find a way to maintain it. I think that commercialism in graffiti can be and can't be positive, because, for example, if you take the likes of Banksy, I mean, I think the guy is great, you know, I think his work's clever. I mean, for his stuff to have like pieces of perspex put over it and be protected, I think that's just wrong, man, because like, around his stuff, you probably see all other writers' work, and then they scrub out all theirs and they put perspex just over his piece. I've met so many other people who just do work just as good, if not even better, than Banksy's. I mean, I don't feel that they should protect his work. It's unfair to everyone else. I mean, he didn't ask permission to put it there, you know, and neither did the other people, so why must they protect it? I think the legal system has been a draw for some artists, but I see that now the police and the legal systems are getting a bit more lenient towards it. They're also trying to solve the problem. Do you know? They know they can't stop it. I mean, you can never stop someone from doing something they really want to do, especially writers and graffiti artists. I mean, if you put one in prison, there's going to be 100 more that just want to go and scribble on the wall, do you know? So rather than them just arresting everyone they see, I mean, they're trying to create some legal spaces for writers, and I feel they should do more of that. I mean, it is a thing of space. I mean, if they gave more legal spaces to people who wanted to go and do graffiti art, I feel it would be better, because, you know, if they basically take space away from you, you know, we're going to claim it back. If they give us space, I mean, we don't need to take it, do you know, we could just do what we want to do. No one wants to have to really look over their shoulder all the time when they want to just do something they love. Whenever I've met other graffiti artists or writers, we just click. We get along really well. I mean, we've all got the one thing in common. if not more. I mean, we all like to do the same kind of work. We all work differently, and I think some of the best things about meeting other artists is that because everyone's got such a big passion for what they do. I mean, you bounce off each other, even if you've never really like met each other before. Your styles and your ideas, you know, if someone starts spraying this side, and I'll be like, oh, I can do this here leading up to that, and I've only just met this person, so we could like just incorporate our work with each other. And almost 100% of the time, every writer or graffiti artist that I've met will always get along. For me, graffiti is just subconscious, you know. Most of the things you might see sprayed on the wall, whether it's a tag or something, like normally, like take for example political graffiti. Political graffiti, you'd be spraying your message on a wall. It's there, but you know they won't go out and say it. So I feel that it is necessary for society. It adds to the environment. It's good for people. I mean, look at modern day advertising. I mean, everywhere you go, there's a billboard trying to sell you something. You've got advertising on TV and all that stuff. You see a billboard, oh, buy the latest Apple Mac, eat McDonald's, eat KFC. I mean, it's like you're being brainwashed. You see a piece of graffiti, it's not doing you any harm, other than stimulating your mind a bit. So I feel it is good for society because it's a break from the norm. It's a break from everyday life, and it's something fresh. Politics in my art, I mean, I don't see a reason to really include it in my art so much when it's something I don't really follow. But there was one piece you probably see on my website of David Cameron. He's like wearing Kanye West shades and got a big gold chain around his neck saying fuck the hype, you know. Yeah, that's about as close as I go to politics. So. As an artist, I try to offer something different. One minute you'll see me working in stencils, and you'll be like, oh yeah, he's done that. And the next thing you know, you'll be seeing me doing some crazy wild style graffiti, and you'll be like, is this the same person? Like, yeah, but the same name. Do you know? So sometimes I try to just flip the switch a bit and make people say, oh, he can do more than one style. He's not stuck to the same thing over and over again. You can't really beat the feeling of like freehand spraying. It's just really good. I feel like I've achieved more when I'm doing that rather than just sitting down cutting out stencils. Yeah, I feel like I've created something. I've got a wife, you know, she supports me quite well with that. My kids, they love watching me spray and stuff. I mean, it's not always so easy, you know, especially with the travelling and stuff. If you have to travel. I mean, my family, they support me with this, so eventually I want to open up a gallery and a shop. I mean, I've got my studio finally. I mean, it's been quite a long time since I've got here. I've had a few studios in the past, but you know, due to the constant moving and travelling, I've had to close them down and move on. So now I'm not moving anywhere because I've kind of had enough of travelling. So I'll be looking to set up a shop, sell artwork, promote other artists, stock graffiti supplies, make clothing, screen prints, and also just get out there and go on exhibit. I mean, that's one of the things I'll be looking to do, like get some of the big publications and events and stuff. Well, graffiti changed my life in many ways. I mean, I was working as a conference organiser. I was always doing my artwork and graffiti work on the side, but you know, a 9-to-5 job, no matter how much money it would pay, it couldn't complete it. You know, I never felt happy in a day job, and you know, I just knew that I wanted to wake up every day and just paint and write and spray graffiti. So I quit my job and yeah, I became a graffiti artist, and I've been to Italy, Germany, Norway, Africa, London. Now I'm in Northern Ireland. I've like lived in all these places, and it's such an amazing feeling. You know, you just travel with your art and you meet so many people. But normally when you meet other graffiti artists, I mean, like it's just like you've known them for ages. You've always got that one thing in common. Usually you end up working together. It's really nice. You know, you bounce off other artists. You know, I've had some really weird jobs with graffiti, like commissions and stuff. It's also like led me to do other things, like jobs I wouldn't even have thought I would have been doing like working for De Beers in the middle of the desert, doing stenciling, like historical stencils. I mean, I didn't think I'll end up doing that, but yeah, I mean, it's taken me many places, and I've made some good money from it, and then other times I haven't. But you know, it's you've got to go out and make it happen. So I mean, graffiti's changed my life in a big way, I'd say.